Hello everyone, welcome and/or welcome back to my channel. Won't spend too long on what this video is going to be, but essentially I just want to film a week in my life. A January week in my life, a week in my life in the winter. I have no idea, but it's going to be a week in my life. It is currently January, it is winter time. We're here. I live in Denver, Colorado, if you did not know. It's not cold here. The other day, I think last week, it was like 70 degrees. It's concerning, it's not good, but I'm just gonna pretend. I've been super busy lately, so I am planning a wedding. I'm getting married this year. Work is busy. I'm trying to read as much as I can, get back on my workout schedule, and I've been sick for like the past 3 weeks. I think today's the day that I have felt the best since like Christmas Eve, so good news there. I can start this reading vlog with just a couple of my current reads. I finished the other day Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I had seen this book a few times last year when I think the previews for the movie started releasing, and it started to intrigue me because one of my favorite movies, actually I think my favorite movie of all time, is Interstellar. I'm obsessed with it. That is my favorite movie. And I also had recently watched The Martian, which I didn't even realize that Andy Weir had wrote the book The Martian before it became a major motion picture. And I just saw literally only 5-star reviews for Project Hail Mary. I just finished it the other day and I also rated it 5 stars. This is my first read technically of the year. Backstory, I finished God of the Woods on like January 1st, I believe. I was listening to that audiobook at the end of last year, and so I technically finished it on January 1st, but I read most of it technically in December, so I don't know if you want to count it as like my first finished of the year, but regardless, this is my first 5-star of the year and I'm very happy with it, very pleased. I really wanted to read it before the movie came out, obviously, and accomplished that, check. I'm gonna try to not get my hopes up too much, but I really did like The Martian a lot, actually, and I think, who is it? Ryan Gosling is an amazing, an incredible choice for Ryland Grace, so I do have high hopes, actually, for the movie, but enough of that. That was my last read that I just finished the other day. Now I am on to Kristen Hanna's Night Road. They're behind me, but I've read The Nightingale, The Great Alone, The Women, and Firefly Lane, which I feel like are her 4 most popular books, I would say. And then The Four Winds. So I got that book. And then this book was recommended to me quite a few times when I posted about this whole shopping adventure on my story. And everyone just said that The Night Road tore them apart. Decided to pick up The Night Road. I'll definitely read Four Winds very soon, but I'm in an okay mood right now. This kind of gives me January winter vibes. Maybe it's not. I mean, it's just blue. So like, you know, I don't know, whatever. But this is my next read. This is the longest intro of all time. I also have been waiting for quite a few audiobooks on Libby. I'm trying to be in my audiobook era. And today I got the audiobook to Collide. This is the second book. Can you guys see? It's Collide by Bal Cabra. I read her first book earlier this year. I got a free ARC of it from Berkeley Romance, so thank you, Berkeley, for the free book. But, what is it called? Oh, it's called Spiral. I got Spiral earlier this year. I think it was in February of last year, and I really liked it. I thought it was super cute, and she has a few books that are within this interconnected series, and Collide was the next book. So I asked, or I guess requested it on Libby, have been on the wait list for a few weeks now, and I just received it today while I was just driving around for work, literally just driving, an hour and 30 minutes. I got 13% of the way into it, and it's cute so far. I mean, it's just a cute sports romance, so take with that what you will. I'm also on hold for Broken Country, Heart the Lover, and Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer, which is a short story by Frederick Bachman, as well as Wild Dark Shore. That's just my lineup there. But I plan on listening to Collide throughout this week. It's not the longest audiobook ever. It's 13 hours, and I am already less than 11 hours into it, so I have no plans after that. I kind of made a TBR and I'm already going off of it, so I'm just mood reading at this point. We'll see where that takes me. I got back from the gym and I got new boots, so this is my fit. Here Here are the boots. Dolce Vita, they're usually like $200 and I got them for $100. Well, I've already had an entire day. I worked all day, took some book content that I'm gonna post tomorrow for my Project Hail Mary review, and then I just got back from Hot Pilates. That was humbling, to say the least. That was very humbling. So as I've been driving around for work today, I've been listening to Collide by Bal Cabra, and I've gotten probably a handful of chapters in. It's a really fast read and it's really easy to consume, so like I can read it at 1.25 speed, and so I'm getting further into it, and it's cute, it's fun. I don't know if it's like my favorite type of romance ever. I don't know if I'm enjoying it more than I enjoyed Spiral, but I'm still gonna listen to it. I have about 9 hours left of it, so really not anything too crazy. I also need to decide which show to watch with my dinner, because I always have to watch a show with my dinner, and right now I'm in the middle of Tell Me Lies, because the first 3 episodes just dropped, and that's like just so good. And I also am in the middle of Secret Wives and Mormon Lives. I'm on season 3 now. I finally just caved in and like started watching it, and I'm obsessed. I'm so happy that I started watching it, but I need to decide which of those to watch. I don't know, but I'm hoping to get further into Winter Garden. I only read like a few pages last night because I got so tired right when I like laid down into bed, so hopefully I can get further into it. But regardless, I'm gonna keep trying to listen to this audiobook too. See what happens. I don't know, I'm like 22% of the way in, so chugging along. Update, but it's been a full day and I've been listening again to my audiobook on and off. I cannot film unless I have like my actual camera with me when I'm listening to my audiobook because it's on my phone. Duh. So I'm like 33% of the way in. It's cute, it's good, same feelings as usual. I think I need to get a little bit further in to really dive into the depth of the characters. I haven't really gotten there yet. Waiting for it. I'm on page 72 of Night Road, and I can feel some shit's about to happen. Something is about to go down, and I'm really nervous for it, so stay tuned. But I can already feel the emotional impact of it, if you know what I mean. If you've ever read a Kristen Hanna book, you kind of get it. I can feel the intensity, if that makes sense. Worst vlogger ever. Hold on. Oh my gosh. I haven't updated you guys at all. Literally. I'm so busy. I don't do anything during the workday. I'm just working. But I'm going to Pilates now. And I just remembered to update the vlog because Libby just notified me that Heart the Lover is available for me to listen to, and I need to finish my current audiobook, which I am like 50% of the way through now. I am like half enjoying it, half don't really care. I'll give more thoughts later tonight, but I don't know. I'm kind of also scared to listen to Heart the Lover because I've heard that it's super sad, but it's actually a really short audiobook. I don't know how big the book is in person. I haven't seen it, but I believe it's only like, it's 9 or 6 hours, because I remember when I requested Broken Country audiobook, it was either or. One of them 6 hours, one of them's 9 hours, so, which is shorter than the romance that I'm reading right now, which is kind of surprising. So I don't know. That's my very quick update right now. I have to get to Pilates, but I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, post Pilates, post dinner, I am listening to Collide right now, and I'm 52% of the way through. And I realized, I think I said earlier that Collide was the second book in the series. It's not. Spiral is the second book in the Interconnected series. Spiral is the book that I read. So I'm like reading it out of order technically, but like there's really no order because it's an Interconnected series. With that being said, I think because I'm pretty sure I rated Spiral a 4 stars if I'm remembering correctly. I really liked that one. I thought it was a really solid sports romance. I'm not as into Collide though. There's nothing really about it that I can pinpoint that I dislike. It's not a bad book. I'm just kind of bored at a lot of the parts. If this is the first book in the Interconnected series, I do think it's a solid book. It's not bad at all by any means. Like I said, I'm enjoying it for the most part, but it is just kind of like, I don't know. We're only 52% of the way through and I genuinely don't know like what else is gonna happen after this, actually. Like I don't know what the third act is going to be. And I feel like that's a really big part of romances for me these days is like what is the third act like breakup or conflict going to be? That usually makes or breaks a romance for me. And then I have also been reading Night Road on and off. So I am partway through a chapter right now. I'm on page 116. We're just kind of getting to know the characters right now and how they become friends. So this is a book about teenagers, essentially. You also get the perspective of the mother of the twins, but we have Lexi, who is in foster care for most of her life. You hear that in the first chapter of the book. She then finds out that she does have a family member who is alive. It is her great aunt. It's her great aunt, and her great aunt then takes her in, and she lives on this beautiful island called Pine Island in the PNW. She moves into her trailer house and she ends up meeting on her first day of school this girl named Mia, and Mia has a twin brother named Zach, and her and Zach kind of have this spark initially when they meet. Her and Mia become instant best friends, and then it kind of fast forwards 3 years of where their friendship lies and how Lexi has kind of become a part of their family. You also get the twins' mother's perspective, so Jude, and you get her perspective of her relationship with her mother and how she views motherhood and just how much she cares about her kids. When you start this book, they're freshmen in high school, and then when you fast forward the 3 years, they are starting their senior year. So things start to get a little rocky. There is, they start partying, they start experiencing certain things with people, with relationships, and they're applying to colleges and thinking about the future. And so it gets intense in that part where I wouldn't say it's an intense book, at least yet, but it starts to get intense in terms of like life decisions and, just making certain decisions and what that kind of butterfly effect could be is what I'm kind of gathering from it. I just know that something's going to happen. There's just too many moving parts, too many people that are becoming important to each other, because that's just a Kristen Hanna book. And so it almost makes me like sick to my stomach because I'm like, okay, what? Like, please, I don't even know. That's where I'm at with Night Road, but I am really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the writing. Her writing is so just like easy and fast to read. I feel like so far this hasn't even felt like a winter vlog because you guys saw yesterday in my past clips of me going on a walk, it was like 60 and sunny. Like it is completely not winter here, which is bugging me. It's a problem, it's an issue. And that's a whole other thing that I can dive into because I keep seeing people I don't know, kind of a flop of a winter vlog. Maybe this will just be like a week in January because what's the difference? Did I ever show you guys when I got my nails done on Monday? I got this like nice like blue and it's so pretty. Those are my few reading updates, few life updates, but I'll keep you guys posted on if anything changes. But those are my thoughts right now. I think I'm really liking Night Road and I am liking Collide, but just not as much as I think I liked Spiral. But again, pending how it ends because I'm only 50% of the way through, so can't really give a full review on it yet, but. Okay, happy Friday. I am now 76% of the way through Collide. You can't even see it, but I'm 76% of the way through. I will for sure finish it tomorrow because there's a little under 3 hours left of listening, and I plan on like journaling tomorrow and doing some wedding stuff, so I'll just be able to throw this on and get all of that finished. I'll probably finish this chapter tonight and then head straight into Night Road. It's about 8:45 right now, and I just have the rest of the night to read. Change of plans. We were gonna go snowboarding tomorrow, but we decided not to because we've gone the past few weekends and I'm just really tired. We would have had to waken up super early tomorrow, and we have a full packed day of just chores and errands on Sunday. So tomorrow we're actually gonna go see Hamnet, which is I'm super excited about. But yes, tonight I have the rest of the night to read this. Yesterday I got to chapter 11, page 142. I'm gonna hold myself accountable and update you guys at the end of the night of where I get, because I really have just been getting so distracted lately and I just need to pay attention. I think that's what audiobooks have been helping me with too, is that I feel like I have to do 5 billion things at one time, and so being able to throw in an audiobook and do all the things that I want to do has been super helpful. I'm all over the place right now, can you tell? My thoughts on Collide so far, now that I'm 76% of the way through. The last time I updated, I believe I was only halfway through. I am liking it more now. I think my qualm with it was, one, I thought it was a little on the boring side, and two, I wasn't really enjoying the male main character. The female main character, she's fine. I like her. I wasn't so much liking the male main character, but now I am. He's kind of growing on me a little bit, and I think his attitude and his actions have changed and improved throughout the story, which is really good. So I do like his growth there. I'm enjoying that. However, we're 76% of the way through, so inevitably something else is going to happen. I'm not going to say anything, but I will say that my experience has improved slightly. I am liking it a little bit more. With that being said, now back to Night Road and my thoughts on it. Yesterday, like I said, I got to page 142, and I think when I updated, I was at page 100. So a little bit of the ways in, it's still the same update as I had last time. Nothing's really happened yet, but I feel like it's about to, because how we ended the last chapter was questionable. I'll let you guys know how I feel after I read a little bit more. Okay, I've only read a few chapters, but I was correct. Something did happen, like pretty much right after I made that clip, and I had to take a break. I listened to a little bit more of my audiobook actually, so I'm now like 82% of the way through that. It's cooking, it's going along. I like it. This book, however, again, it's good and I am, or was enjoying it, but now knowing like what the conflict and the turning point of the story is, I don't know. I have a lot of feelings so far. I mean, there's still so much more of this book to go. So I guess I don't have like a ton of opinions right now, but I feel like it was a little bit, I don't know, it doesn't, I don't know guys, it's not cutting out to be the emotional impact that I thought it would be. And I feel like now knowing where this book is gonna go now, I don't know if I really like where this book is going. I'm trying to like be so vague because I don't want to give away anything, but I guess what I'm trying to say is I feel empathy for what happened. If you know, you know. But I think this book might frustrate me more than it makes me sad. That's it from me. It's almost 11 o'clock. I think I'm gonna continue. I might read one more chapter, but I'm kind of like, that was really heavy. I didn't read that much, but what I did read is extremely heavy. And so I might take my time with this because I'm having a lot of thoughts. I think I need to digest it a little bit. So I might read another chapter or two, but I'm gonna listen to my audiobook as well while I get ready for bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. The shelf and cleaning it off, and I'm deciding if I want to keep some of these books. You guys are sitting on a stack of books right now that I'm already planning on donating, but I don't know. I don't think about these books. I don't really do anything with them, so I think I might donate these as well. And it's very dusty. It's, oh my god. But good news with this cleaning session is that I am almost done with my audiobook. I'm like 20 minutes away from finishing, and then I'm gonna start Heart the Lover while I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing. This is very spontaneous, but I just feel like I need to reorganize everything that's going on here because it makes me a little stressed out and it makes me feel a little chaotic. with all these books just on the TBR cart and I can't really see them. So I feel like I'm not reaching for what I want to read. So I kind of want to change it and have my TBR cart be like full of like my trinkets and just like my journals and miscellaneous things, and then have the shelves be like my TBR shelf, you know? I'll see how that works. OMG. Okay, I finished the audiobook. It was good. It was cute. I'll give my full thoughts later because right now I want to go into the updates that I just made into my little book corner, and I feel like I need to sit on a book for a little bit before I give my full thoughts and overall rating. But I liked it. It was cute. It was good. I'm glad that I finished it. It was also perfect timing. I finished it just right when I was finishing up all of this. So what I did is I did exactly what I said I was going to do in the last clip, which I put all of my TBR books up onto the shelf. I put a few of them that I want to read immediately down on the TBR cart just so that I didn't have so much weight bearing on the shelves. It kind of makes me nervous, so I might change it up just a tiny bit more, but I want to have the visual and be able to see what books I actually have on my TBR. I feel like that'll be helpful for me, just like organizing what I want to read next and whatnot. But I thought I would have my immediate go-tos for, you know, the month on the cart so that I can just pick them up from there. But then on the bottom two shelves, I just have other little knickknacks and stuff. I mean, I try not to hoard things. I really try to not buy anything unnecessarily. So hopefully I don't add too much to the cart or anything. The whole point is kind of decluttering and getting rid of unnecessary things. With that being said, I have about 9 books that I'm going to donate. I've donated to local bookstores in the past as well as the library. I think today I want to, because we're going to drive down south for the movie Hamnet. I'm very excited about that. I might look up some little, what are they called? Like the neighborhood libraries, like the little free libraries. I might look that up, a map of it, and stuff a few in each of them along the way. So I'm excited about that. It's honestly just a few thrillers. I'm not like the biggest thriller girl. The ones that I'm keeping from that stack is Hidden Pictures. I just kind of like the cover. The book itself was fine, very unsettling, uneasy, but I'm honestly just more so into the cover of it all. It's a very sturdy book. And then I'm also keeping Virgin Suicides because I liked this book. I like the cover and I want to keep it. Also on that shelf I also had Happy Place and A Man Called Ove. I really just had those on there as a display because they're 2 of my favorite books, and so I wanted the covers to be showing in my room. But I'm gonna move them out to the main shelves out in the living room for now. Those are the updates that I made. I also went down to the package room. I'm filming like a Saturday morning like TikTok right now, and so I'm kind of like flipping back and forth between what clips I'm filming, but I did film a little bit of an unboxing of me getting these new ballet flats. I've never owned ballet flats. I probably did when I was like 4 years old, but I thought I would get more. These are the Dr. Scholl's. They are in the wide set because I do have a little bit of a wider foot, and I felt like ballet flats are typically really thin. So I ended up finding these on Target because they're sold out everywhere else, but Target had them in wide. So I got the, is this like leopard or cheetah print? I'm not very well versed in my prints, but I thought this would be so much fun, and they were not that expensive. They were also on sale, and I wanted to get my favorite shoe brand right now, my favorite heel brand right now is Sam Edelman. They are so comfortable, so cute, adorable, but they're kind of expensive, and I really wanted to get the Mary Janes from there, but I thought, what if I'm not the biggest Mary Jane fan? So I just got these for cheaper for now, and then if in the future, like towards the summertime, I find myself reaching for them, wearing them, liking them a lot, then maybe I'll, you know, dive into the Sam Edelman Mary Janes a little bit. But I think for those ones I would get the all black ones. This, I wanted like a fun print because a lot of times, like I can wear these for work too, which is what I'm really excited about. And a lot of times for work, I just wear like all black outfits or just like very nude colored clothes. I feel like this will bring a pop of fun to my work outfits. So I don't know, guys, I don't know. I'm very excited that I just finished that book, and I will have time later today to also get more into Night Road. Feeling weird about it still. It's sad, it's uncomfortable, but I'm trying to understand every single perspective because it is such a wild scenario, such a tragic scenario. If you know, you know. And so I'm trying to be very open-minded with this book. But those are my updates. I'm wearing my Love on Tour shirt because if you did not know, Harry Styles announced his 4th studio album the other day, and I'm just like so excited about it. I'm so in the mood for it. So much good music is going to be coming out this year. We have Noah Kahan releasing some music. We have Harry Styles releasing music. We have, I hope, Olivia Rodrigo. I don't know. I feel like she's going to. I'm keeping my hopes up for it, but we'll see. I think it's going to be a good music year, so I'm very excited. I wanted to wear this and just, I don't know. I also just really love this shirt. This is a really good quality shirt, so alrighty. Went out and did a few things. We went and saw the movie Hamnet, which I'll do kind of, I guess, a mini review now. It was incredible. I actually really, really enjoyed it. I figured I would. Jessie Buckley, who plays Shakespeare's wife, stole the entire show. Incredible performance. Hands down, 5 out of 5 performance from her. I think I would rate the movie probably like a 4.5 out of 5. It was very good, super deep, super intense, and I just thought that some of the pacing was a little off. Me and my fiance were talking about it after. I think the pacing and the storytelling sometimes was a little confusing, but it's also a period piece and it's old, obviously. It's about Shakespeare. And I will say that the children that were in the movie, they also had outstanding performances. I think all around, just the framing of the shots and every single person gave such a wonderful performance. I believed everything that I saw. I loved it. I thought it was really, really well done. So props to Chloe Zhao, props to Paul Mescal, Jessie Buckley, and the girls next to me. It was really sad and it brought tears to my eyes, but I wasn't like fully crying. The girls next to me were like fully losing their minds, like bawling their eyes out. So I will say, traumatic. It's a tragedy, obviously. If you don't know, it is essentially about Shakespeare's life with his family. And I wouldn't say it's even like a biopic in that sense. It's more so of the events that lead up to him writing Hamlet, which is one of his most famous plays. It's kind of what that inspiration comes from and what that tragedy is. And it just starts from the moment that him and his wife meet up until he comes out with that play. I don't know if I want to say produces that play because it's like in the 1500s, 1600s, but I guess essentially until he like produces that play. So very good, obviously very interesting, like I'm saying. And then we just had a few errands to run, and so we went to Target, picked up a few things. I got like a new mouthwash, something for my skincare. I also got 2 Alani Nus. I saw that there was a new flavor out. It's called Cherry Bomb, and cherry is just like my favorite flavor for like anything. And I would say Cherry Twist is probably my favorite flavor of Alani's just in general. So I'm gonna try it out. I think I'll like it. I hope I'll like it. And then we also went and I dropped off those books that I unhauled earlier into 3 different free little libraries. And so I was able to donate some books out there. Hopefully somebody likes them. We're back home. We also went to Costco because we had to get new pillows. So I have new pillows. We have new pillows. Now I'm gonna go back and forth for the rest of the night. It's not even 6 o'clock right now and it's dark outside, which is insane. Tomorrow we have more chores to do. My fiance is going and trying on suits for the first time for our wedding, and then we have a 4-hour movie. We love going to movies, and so it's great, but 4 hours is so long. We're going to the uncut extended version of The Lord of the Rings because it's the 20th anniversary. We are going to The Return of the King because I haven't seen that one yet, and it's in theaters now. And I just finished the 3rd book, The Return of the King, earlier this year, or I guess later last year in December. And so it was like perfect timing. It lined up perfectly. So we're gonna go see that tomorrow. But it's a long one, so we have another long day of just doing things, which is fun and great. For tonight. So incredibly tired, but I feel like I have to give this update of Night Road. I just got into what you would probably consider the second half of the book. We just entered a time jump of about 6 years and 5 or 6 years. I don't know how to feel about this book. I am feeling a lot of different emotions. I am emotional. It is sad, but I'm also like really mad at a lot of the characters, specifically Jude, the mom. I'm also mad at Zach. I kind of wish what I'm feeling right now is I wish we had Zach's point of view, because I feel like it's just lacking so much on his end that I'm just feeling very confused about the overall relationships that everyone is having right now after this tragedy. I didn't think the tragedy impacted me that much because I didn't feel, and I have my cat, I have not felt and did not feel that close to the characters up until that point. And so while it is a very sad thing, it kind of just felt like I was reading the news, like I was just like a passerby, whatever. And so I still kind of feel that way, because I'm like, these people just feel like caricatures. They don't feel like actual people that I am like building a connection towards, and it's a little frustrating. And everything is kind of predictable, but then also a little silly. And I think I said in one of my updates previously, it feels like a Lifetime movie. It definitely feels like a Lifetime movie now. Like, it's very, like, what is happening? What is the plot of this? And why is this a thing? Why is this happening? I did listen to 25% of Heart the Lover by Lily King, and it's very fast. Like, I'm listening to it at 1.25 speed, which is obviously a little bit faster, but an hour and a half in, I was listening to it while I was just like going around doing chores. I made top ramen, so I listened to it while I was doing that. And I actually do like it so far. I understand what people mean by like nothing really happens, but I mean, I feel like you're just getting to know the characters and building that connection with them and understanding them and their relationships and dynamics with everyone. And that, I think that kind of ties into like Night Road, is like, I just don't, and the relationship and dynamics that you get going back into Night Road are very immature and weird. It's weird. The relationships that some of these people have are just like bizarre to me. Going back to Heart the Lover, I like that. I like diving into other people's relationships and their thoughts, and I don't know, I'm finding it to be interesting. Like, I guess, quote unquote, nothing's like happening, but I'm interested, I'm intrigued. I think the storytelling's really good, and I think the narrator so far has been doing a really good job at depicting the emotions of the character's point of view that we're in, which I believe her name is Jordan, is our main character. And it's essentially just about Jordan and her, she's in college right now, and it's with her relationship with these two guys. I remember one of the guys' names is Sam, and then I forget what the other guy's name is, but I'm pretty sure the other guy is the guy that she likes. But I know that it's about them three, and then something happens. And I think we're getting to that point where something happens. So I'm gonna get ready for bed, keep listening to Heart the Lover, actually go to bed, go to sleep, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Sunday. I got home a little bit ago. It's actually, surprise, it's nighttime, but we got home a little bit ago, and I've just been like legitimately laying on the floor reading Night Road, and I'm about to start getting ready for bed, and I'll listen to Heart the Lover while I do that. But I thought this was a good time to give my final and overall thoughts for Collide by Belle Cabra. I will just give you kind of a brief synopsis of what Collide is about. Collide is a sports romance, and we have our hockey player Aiden, as well as our female main character Summer, and Summer is a scholar. They go to the same college, and she has a thesis that she's writing for just her graduate. I believe she's trying to get into a graduate program, and so she needs to write a really good damn thesis, and she is in sports psychology. So by just a bunch of different events coming together, she gets partnered up with Aiden, who is the star of their hockey team, and Summer does not have a very good relationships with hockey players. You kind of unravel and learn more about that as the story goes on, but her and Aiden do not get along when they first meet. They are definitely more so enemies, and it's just a very lovely, cute sports romance. So highly recommend if you're into that. I also highly recommend Spiral, the second book. It's an interconnected series, like I said. So the main character of Spiral is Elias, I believe, and he's the best friend of Aiden. And then Summer also knows the main character in that book as well, the female main character. And I think I'm gonna settle on a 3.5 stars. I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed Spiral. However, I think a lot of the elements were still pretty similar. I think that the writing was really, really good. I just felt that it wasn't super unique. It felt like a lot of other sports romances that I've read. It was very simple and generic. Again, not bad at all by any means. It was just very generic. And so I think I felt bored for certain portions of the book. It just was a little slow in my opinion, but with that being said, the ending really wrapped up really well for me. I really enjoyed the growth of both the female main character and the main male character, and I thought that just how the book ended, it really did kind of save the overall book for me. So that's where I landed there. 3.5 stars. But yeah, now I'm still reading Night Road. I've only read a couple of chapters. I still kind of have these same feelings that I was feeling earlier. I think I'm coming more to terms with just the fact that this is going to be a tragic story. I don't think it has to make sense. I think it's okay to have a lot of complicated characters and complicated feelings. It is not an ideal situation. It still does feel kind of lifetimey to me. It's a little much. However, try not to be naive or ignorant to anybody's circumstances. So I'm just keeping an open mind going into the rest of it because I think the writing is good and it's entertaining. I genuinely just like fly through any Kristen Hanna book, and so I'm going to, again, keep an open mind for the rest of the book and just let it be how it is and let the ending kind of guide me to my overall opinion of the story. I cannot give final thoughts when I'm just now getting over the halfway mark of the book. But I don't know, I'm still just frustrated though. It's a really frustrating book. Okay, I'm gonna get ready for bed. I'll see you guys later. It's Monday, so it's been a full week since I started this vlog, and I don't want to end it yet because I'm so close to finishing both of these books, and I want to give at least one more final book update. So we will make this a weekish January, a week-ish in January. Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, I've been listening to Heart the Lover because I cannot stop, quite frankly. I'm at 64%. I started at 37% this morning. I am keeping track because I wanted to do a how much I read this week, like little post for TikTok. And I think I'm gonna stop at 64%. We are now over, I was just gonna say we're over halfway through the book. Obviously we are. But this book is split up into 2 parts. So there's part 1, which is pretty much 50% of the book, and then part 2 is the rest of the 50%. I looked it up because I saw somebody mention that this is like a prequel to another novel written by Lily King called Writers and Lovers, and I have seen that book before, so I was like, oh, there's a time jump now from part 1 to part 2. How is this a prequel? Like, who is this about? And come to find out, Writers and Lovers is the in-between. So you get the prequel and then the sequel of our main character Jordan and or Casey's life, and I am actually loving it so far. I think it's a very beautifully written story, and it's nothing like crazy, okay? It's just these people's lives, these people's relationships, where life takes them, the consequences of their actions, their relationship dynamics, and it is beautiful. It's been heartbreaking. We just learned something that is also devastating, but it's just like life, and I love those types of books. It truly really has been keeping me on the edge of my seat. I have about 2 hours left of the book, so I'll probably end up finishing it tomorrow. However, I did read a few chapters of Night Road also when I got home from Hot Pilates, and it's also getting better. I'm enjoying it a little bit more now that I have opened my mind. See what that does for you, opening your mind up to, you know, things that maybe you don't prefer. And I'm enjoying it a little bit more. I'm kind of understanding the characters a little bit more. It's still kind of frustrating, and I don't think I'll ever understand it to its full extent because it's just so situational. But I guess that's just the point of tragic stories and just stories in general in books. If they were all the same and all had like these perfectly written scenarios, it just wouldn't even be realistic at that point. And even unrealistic is realistic, realistic is unrealistic. I don't know. Am I just talking out of my ass now? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I'm on chapter 24, page 317, and there's about 385 pages in this book. So I'm getting there. It's a toss-up of what I can finish first, but I do have an early morning tomorrow. I also have a hair appointment after work tomorrow, so again, it's a toss-up of what I will finish first, but I'm getting pretty tired. It is about 10 o'clock right now. It's a fight to the finish. Which one will I finish first, Night Road or Heart the Lover? I think it's gonna be Heart the Lover. It's just easier to listen to, and I'm driving around a little bit for work tomorrow, so I can assume that that will be finished tomorrow. Just the quickest check-in. I was listening to Heart the Lover on my way to a meeting this morning, and then on the way back, I have about a little over an hour left, and it's getting really emotional. It's getting really sad, and I need to like, I literally had to take a break because I was like, I don't know if I can handle this. But I will let you guys know when I finish it. I have a feeling I might be able to finish both of them tonight. I think I have time to wrap up listening to Heart the Lover and then reading the rest of Night Road. Is that the best idea? I don't know. My TBR is full of what I presume are devastating books, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, maybe I need to take a break after this and read something else because it's too much. So I finished Heart the Lover just now, and this feels really weird. I don't really cry that much. I also don't really love crying on camera. That's weird. I don't know if I've ever done that, but that hit me. It didn't hit me until literally like the last 5 minutes of this audiobook. For me, I think my initial thoughts is that I love it. I love this book. This was beautiful. It was so real to me. I mean, obviously there were a few things that were just like, again, frustrating, like how I was talking about Night Road earlier. It's frustrating, and these characters' choices are frustrating, and it could have been different, but I think in this case, it felt a little more real, and it felt like just life, and just like that's just how it goes sometimes, and it's bittersweet and beautiful in its own way, but still tragic, and like it was the perfect ending for what it had to be. I don't know, it's just really sad. I don't know, guys, this is a rough one for me. This has to be a 5-star also, right? Like this has to be a 5 stars because I think this is a 5-star read for me, which is crazy. I didn't think it would be, and I'm really, really sad. And I really did want to finish Night Road tonight. It's like almost 10 o'clock. I have like not that much left of it. I have like 30 pages left of Night Road, and I know I can finish it tonight, but I'm really sad. Guys, like what the hell? Who writes this? Who writes this shit? Hold on. I can't tell if any of these angles are better. This lighting's horrible. I just finished Night Road. As you guys saw, it has been quite the day. I don't think I have filmed since I finished Heart the Lover. I needed a day to process that, so I finished that last night, and I was like 40 pages away from finishing Night Road, and I literally just decided to go to bed because I was so sad, and I'm still sad about Heart the Lover, so I just waited until tonight to finish Night Road because I wanted to give myself time to process Heart the Lover. This book took me a minute to read. You guys saw my whole journey with it of how I liked the first part and then started to kind of dislike it and then like it again. I guess that was just my overall journey. I literally just finished it a couple seconds ago, but I think I'm going to give Night Road like a 3.5 stars, which I think is an unpopular opinion compared to what I've seen online. Let me start by saying I do not think this is a bad book by any means. I think it is a well-written book. I think it is definitely a Kristin Hannah book with that impact and that emotional impact, of course. I thought that there were really good elements of this story. There were just a lot of parts that really frustrated me and confused me beyond the point of just being like, oh, the characters are imperfect. There were just a lot of elements, again, about the characters that I was like, this is just kind of just ridiculous, honestly, and it just doesn't make sense to me. And I think I just got like overly frustrated. One can argue that that is a good book, a good writing, because it puts yourself into that it puts yourself into that world, but I I think in this case, it like took me out of it. Like there were so many things that I just felt were like unrealistic or odd, and it made me so that I was not connecting with the characters. Like I definitely like felt things at times, and I felt sad and I felt frustrated, but never so much like for the characters. I was just like, oh, that is really sad that that would happen to somebody, or like that does happen to people, like that makes me sad, just like the idea of it. But it was never like, oh, this happened to this person in the book, I'm really sad for them. Like I never connected with the characters to the point where I felt sad for them. I was just sad about the situation, if that makes sense. I don't know. So definitely not a bad book by any means. I think if you enjoy Kristin Hannah books, I would recommend it. I've enjoyed all of her books so far. It's not a book that I remotely ever thought about DNFing. I just again got frustrated, and so there were times when I put it down and I wasn't super interested or like felt the urgency to pick it back up. So this is my least favorite of hers so far, but she's also written like a ton of books, and so this just wasn't my cup of tea. But I've seen so many mutuals rate it like a 5-star and they absolutely love it. So again, if you're a Kristin Hannah fan, I would still give it a try. I'm about to edit, but I wanted to note in here something that I forgot to mention, or I guess reiterate, because I think I mentioned it earlier. I think overall the theme here is that I just kind of wanted more from these characters, but I thought specifically that I could have benefited from having Zach's point of view, the brother's point of view. We had the mother of the Faraday's point of view, and we had the best friend Lexi's point of view. So that's what I will say on that, but I just wish we had additional points of views. Wow. Whew, I finished 3 books in this video. That is crazy. I feel like I was in such a reading slump for like all of last year, and I'm just trying really hard. I'm really trying to lean in on audiobooks. Obviously this year I read 2 audiobooks, and I started a 3rd one today. I'm starting Broken Country. I got it on Libby. I'm gonna start listening to that. That's about a 9-hour audiobook, and so I'm excited. I've also seen really good things about it. Well, I don't really know what this video was. I think it was an attempt of a week in my life, and then it went longer, and I wanted it to be like a winter week in my life, a week in January, which it is a week in January, but like today it was 60 degrees and sunny, and there were no winter activities to be done this week, so that's kind of a fraud of a title. So I guess thank you for spending a week in January with me, a week-ish in January with me. And yeah, I really was not on my A game with filming last year. Again, busy. I've been busy. So I'm gonna really try this year just to like implement more of these videos of me just reading weeks in my life. So I hope you guys like that stuff. If you have any suggestions, please leave them down in the comments below. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching if you made it until this point, and I'll see you next time.